but it does strike me that if we see another major North Korean provocation, one idea we might want to contemplate is the idea of what I would call temporary sanctions or sunsetting sanctions, automatically sunsetting sanctions, which would basically be in force for 2 or 3 years. They would be additional to all the existing sanctions, which I don't propose reformulating, and those are essentially written in an indefinite way. There's no time period at which they expire, and I don't think there should be until we get to a better place in our overall relationship with North Korea. But let's say there's a nuclear test this summer. I think under these circumstances, we might want to consider the idea of additional, fairly tough sanctions, but ones that would last for a couple of years. To me, there are 2 big advantages to this. One, I think it's easier to get the Chinese on board, this kind of an idea. And secondly, I think it's easier to give the North Koreans an incentive to backtrack from the continual provocations, because the additional sanctions only expire if the provocations stop. So if the tests continue, or if there's another lethal use of force, for example, then you would continue to see these sanctions kept in place. And so I would just want to add that to the mix of concepts we might want to contemplate. Let's hope we don't have to go there. Let's hope the Chinese are already doing some quiet things, perhaps. Maybe they persuaded the North Koreans not to launch today. Who knows? To whom we owe that temporary reprieve. Maybe it's just temporary. But maybe we're already at a point where the North Koreans feel they've done enough and we can get back to normal diplomacy. But if I'm right to worry there could be another nuclear test later this year, I would just want to add that notion of temporary sanctions to the policy toolkit we might want to contemplate.